Final Fantasy XIV is good, if not great. I love it, will continue to love it, and will likely always play it. However, I have been playing PSO2 New Genesis lately, and damn, it made me realize just how lackluster 14's combat system is. Now, I don't mean combat itself, because boss design holds everything together, and the dev team somehow never runs out of ideas to make things interesting. I actually mean playing the game itself, because it might just be me, but I don't log into the game and think about hitting a dummy for the fun of it. I'm hitting a dummy because I'm trying to make my rotation second nature, so I can free up space in my obviously cosmic brain to pay attention to boss mechanics. This isn't really the case with New Genesis though. The combat system is actually top tier with a lot of character control and customization. And while a large part of this is because the game is new, I can't help but say that I'm experimenting and learning a lot of things, and that's really fun. I've played plenty of action MMOs in the past, and this is the only one that actually gets me excited to just grind on enemies, because it means I get to play the game more. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Here's my review of New Genesis. The story is laughably predictable. The localization is god-awful.
Sorry, I'm all over the place.
Right here.
So... I want to see you use those skills in the field now.
And everyone is hot. You'd think with MMOs like the Old Republic, Guild Wars 2, and Aussie 14 itself, there would be a new standard for MMO storytelling, but nope, guess not. Anyway, New Genesis lacks a lot of content. It's actually kind of shocking how dry the launch is, even as an FTP MMO. Even with the servers on Hydras when live mode and makes you feel like you're playing red light, green light all the time, I finished the story content in 2 days with about 10 hours of playtime. Then reached endgame after about 3 hours of grinding. And endgame is doing 2 urgent quests, which is basically fates. And yeah, that's it. That's all the content. This is kind of yikes, even as they launch MMO, which is notorious lacking content. But you know what? I actually don't care about this. While actually having a good story would be great, 14 fulfills that. I'm only really bringing this up to show that I'm very aware that New Genesis is very, very lacking in areas that 14 shines at, mostly due to having many years worth of produced content. But let it be known, this is still better than 14 1.0. I played 1.0. There's a reason why Bahamut blew it up. But from 2.0 onwards, Yoshi P and the dev team seem to resolve to lower customization and experimentation with every coming expansion. And abilities are getting less and less creative as time goes on, relying much more on the style of the job rather than the substance. This has been a gripe that has stayed with me even in a beta. Yes, boss design is great. Yes, there is a high skill cap, especially in Savage and Ultimate. I've done those before, I know. But the game has never been able to make me go out into the wild and fight shit out of sheer enjoyment of its combat system. This has always been a problem for me. New Genesis remedies that though. It makes me feel a certain way that I haven't felt since I was a silly little boy playing Final Fantasy XI. Exploring the world and fighting powerful enemies is very entertaining, and there is a very clear path of improvement with both personal skill and your character as a whole. Between building multi-weapons and experimenting with subclasses, it cures that itch I've been getting ever since I went full casual in 14 after my rating static died. That said, I honestly feel like I can play both of these games at the same time, because why choose one or the other when you don't have to? 14 has its strengths and weaknesses, as does New Genesis. Just because you like one doesn't mean you have to hate the other. So yeah, I love New Genesis combat system, and while it plays differently, it actually made me want to try out Classic as well. We'll see how that goes.